Hi everyone, I'm called Emmanuel Wandera from POS. Now POS is a point of sale system that is owned by Company Uganda Limited. This POS is designed to work in different types of businesses. For example, supermarkets, hardware stores, liquor stores, grocery shops, boutiques, among others, both doing retail and wholesale trade. Now, I'm going to be taking you through a brief summary of some of the modules that our software comprises. I have a setup here. I'm going to run this. We are going to install this software together. Then we can try to go through it and see some of the modules and what the system can do. So, this point of sale is developed in Java. I'm done installing, so I'm going to be launching it. This is a point of sale system designed for your business purposes. So, this is the login interface. If you have configured so many databases, you're free to switch from one database to the other. So you can log in multiple companies using the same system. Now, this system of ours, for those who are in Uganda, you realize the government of Uganda passed a law that businesses which are VAT registered are meant to integrate their accounting systems with EFRIS. Now, this Swift point of sale it is a two-in-one system. For those businesses which are startups and haven't reached the level of integration, they can use this system. Then those businesses that have grown up and they have a turnover of more than 150 million a year or 40 million in the last 30 days or the last 3 months can use this. So we are going to try to go through a module that has EFRIS integration. A module that has EFRIS integration. Now, this system, this is our dashboard, which tries to summarize that with the system handles sales transaction, inventory management, sales reports, the reports, then warehouses and branches, roles and permission, online payment. For online payment, currently we have Flutterwave. For those of you who would like to receive payments through Flutterwave, it is configured. All you need to do is to obtain your public key from your Flutterwave portal, set it up, and you're good to go. Now, this is the summary with a sample statistical graph showing you the total sales and purchases and the adjustments that have been made in the account. We have a very, very important feature, which is the roles and permissions. You realize in these businesses, not everyone is meant to access everything. Not everyone is meant to access everything. Okay? It is the administrator who is meant to access everything and see everything. But what we have here, when it comes to roles and permissions, under users, we have permissions. So when you happen to go under permissions, you realize we have a very big list of the things or some of the modules that one requires to have certain privileges to be able to access them. We have this entire list. As you can see, among the permissions which we have in the system, we have a section which is meant for EFRIS, meaning you can try to create a role in the system and assign permissions related to EFRIS. For example, you can have EFRIS stock manager, then you assign permissions of register item, increase stock, decrease stock, then view stock to the EFRIS stock manager, meaning that person will be able to register those items to URA, but will not be able to register those items to the system. Something like that. So these roles, it is you to determine who should see and what they should see. You can always edit these. Now, let's say we have, these are some of the roles we have. We have the admin, cashier, and manager. So when I happen to choose admin, you can see admin has all privileges. Admin can handle all of these. Okay? That is what admin can handle. If I happen to switch to manager, I will realize I haven't set what the manager should do. Then when I happen to switch to cashier, I see cashier is assigned to add new sales to the system, then show all orders, like view the transactions which have been made. That is all they can do. So you can have as many roles as you want, then you just go ahead and specify what those people who have that role, the activities they can handle in the system, and that is all. This is very critical, and like most of the systems do, where the developers prefix what a cashier should do, we made it a bit unique here. You, the business owner, can decide and say, I want so and so to be able to add items, to be able to register to EFRIS, to be able to add roles, delete. It is you to decide on that. So that is one of the security measures that we have in our system to ensure transparency. So on our menu, you can see the things we have. We have quite a big number of sub-menus or things which are handled here. You can always configure your database. Now, this system is designed to work in very busy businesses and those ones which have more than one computer. For example, a supermarket which has like 10 tills and you have one server. This system can handle that. it can handle that very well. So we have the modules for purchases, purchase orders, and new purchases. We have modules for sales. We have modules for suppliers, item configuration. If we happen to switch to an account which doesn't support EFRIS, or we turn off EFRIS functionalities, then this account, things concerning EFRIS stock, sync EFRIS products, all will be eliminated. We have reports, we have expenses, you can create backups, you can do stock adjustments, you can create customers, and more features are being added into the system. Now, for those ones who are at EFRIS, who are connected to EFRIS, this system can sync items from URA and store them to the system. Then you can invoice, at the same time you are able to view reports from URA direct to the system. So we are going to try to go through a few things here. Let's say, how do you make a sale? So what I will do, I'm going to click on make sale and try to see what happens. So this is the dashboard, how it looks for making sales. We have the sale invoice. Now this one saves the transaction to the system. Then we have save and physicalize. This one saves and sends to URA. Then we have the pay via Flutterwave payment option. So Flutterwave is enabled in this system, online payments. And if you have any other custom payment gateway that you would require, we do customizations for various clients. We have the section for barcodes and we have the section for searching. Now, why did I say this system can work for businesses, that are wholesale stores? This system supports different units of measure. So an item can have more than one unit of measure, and the system will be able to handle this and do the computations accordingly, as long as you configured everything very well. So I'm going to just try to make a sale for this item. The time is 11:53. So I've selected the item, everything. I'm going to try to add the cash being paid by the client. Now I'm going to save and send this transaction to URA, as we are in an account which is connected to URA, and we wanted to demonstrate how the process of sending transactions to URA is. So I'll go ahead and click on save and physicalize. What this does, it saves the transaction in the system and sends it to URA, then generates the receipt, the final one. Now this is the final receipt. The transaction has been sent to URA. This is the time when it was submitted. So I can go ahead and print this. How will I confirm that this transaction is at URA? I'm going to copy this FDN number. Then I'm going to open my Chrome. Then I want to show you this transaction at EFRIS. I'm going to open my Chrome. Then I'm going to come to EFRIS. So being that I'm connected to the test environment, it is what I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to enter the FDN here. and click on verify, and here is the transaction that we have made. You can see the time when it was submitted, 53, and the one we have in our system, 5344. 5344. Seller details, we have this, we have this. So in the system we sent kg, and on URL it is there as kg. We are going to try another item and all the same item, and we add a discount and see how it looks like. So I'm going to try to make a new cell. I don't want to print that, so I'm going to, let me just look for the same item. Now this time around I'm selling this transaction we sold in kg. We sold in kg. Now this one we are going to sell in bag. I'm going to sell this in bag, so we are going to sell 2 bags. Okay, then I'm going to add a discount, let's say 15% off, and we'll go ahead and receive the payment, so that that is the change. I'm also going to use save and physicalize. Save and physicalize saves the transaction, pushes it to URL, obtains the response, brings it back. That is what it does. So I'm also going to open this and check at EFRIS. We want to confirm what happens. We sold in bag, and here it is. We gave a discount of 15%, and here it is. Okay, now here we are selling an item which already exists. What happens? How do you do something from the start? We are trying to demonstrate the with POS application, the one which has been integrated with EFRIS, the simplicity in making transactions, how easy it is here and there. So for this, I've showed you how easy it is for you to be able to do what? To raise an invoice and to sell and send to URL. Let's say you are not sending your transactions to URL. Okay, you're not sending your transactions to URL instantly. Maybe you try to send, an error happened and you just stopped there. Let me try this. I'm not sure if it is there at EFRIS, but let's try to demonstrate with this. I'm going to change the price to 50,000 and I'm going to receive. I'm going to switch the account with which the money I'm going to set is mobile payment. Then I'm going to click on save. So when you click on save, you are able to print the invoice, but it doesn't come with the FDN. Doesn't come with the FDN. FDN verification code and QR code doesn't appear there. So the transaction was submitted, but it is not a tax invoice. So when I happen to come to sales receipts here, I have a list of transactions with their taxes. This was a walk-in. This is the tax. Now this is a FDN. Now I can filter those ones which have been submitted to URL and those ones which are pending. So if I filter the ones which are pending, here are the ones. They are received in the system but have not been submitted to URL. Now I want to submit this last one. I'm just from creating. I'll click on it. It will open its details and there will be a button to physicalize. If at all someone gave me this and the person forgot to give me their TIN number and they have it, you can always add their TIN number here and then we submit with it. Or if it is blank, let it be. So I'm going to click on physicalize. I expect this to be pushed to URL and now you can see we have entered a new day. Now it is 24th of August. So if I happen to copy this and go to URL and validate this, it should be there. So this is a valid invoice. I'm trying to demonstrate to you the simplicity with generating tax receipts in Uganda using the POS, which is integrated with EFRIS. Very, very simple, very easy to use, everything just smooth. Okay, this is a walk-in and so on and so on, the details. Now the first transactions we made, we had a tax which was via 18%. Now this transaction is tax exempt. Okay, we handle all taxes in our point of sale and it is very, very simplified, very, very simplified to use. I want to add a new item. It is not there at URL. I'll come to the menu. I'll click on add item. Okay, add items. Remember, these modules you must be having rights. Okay, I don't have the product code I want to auto generate. I'm going to call this coffee seeds. I'm going to add the cost price of 50 or 5,000. Seeds are zero rated. The selling price is going to be 8,000. Going to choose the default supplier. Quantity on hand, I can say we have 10. I'm going to choose which department. I'm going to choose any of this. Then does it have alternative measure units? For now I'm going to stick with this. Then I'm going to specify the measure unit I want to sell. I want kg. Let me use kg. Yes, this. Okay, so I'm going to click on save. The system has saved and now it is asking me, do you want to register with EFRIS? This only happens when you're connected to EFRIS. I'm going to click yes and poop, it has been registered at URL. Okay, it has been registered at URL. Now it is going to ask you, now the opening stock button is active. Remember we have 10 here. I'm going to click on here. If I click on this, it's going to pick the 10 and submit to URL. Very, very easy, no hassle, very smoothly, very quickly, everything is done. So that chapter is complete. I've registered an item. I've also gone ahead and added it is opening stock. So I can go back, I can go to sales and also make for it. It is coffee. It is coffee. I'm going to choose it. Okay, I'm going to do a selection. Let me add cement. Don't pick this. And you can use the keyboard without having to use the mouse to handle these. I'm going to look for maybe Fanta. I'm going to add it to the selection. I'm going to look for Jessa. I'm going to add the selection. I'm going to look for MiFi, add to the selection. I'm going to go to Peps zero stock. I'm going to leave it out. Okay, to change another initial here. I'm going to get to kangaroo. I'm going to pick that. So right now I'm working without using what? The mouse. I'm just using the keyboard to do the selections. Okay. Yeah. I have quite a good number of items. Hopefully they all have stock at URA. The total is 81,000. Now I'm going to bump a discount here. I'm going to give a discount of 5. Okay. So let's say the client came with 80,000. Now I'm going to click save and physicalize. Oh, and done. All the items have been submitted. So if I click on this, inclusive of our coffee seed, which we just submitted or registered a few seconds ago, if I come here, I'm going to see all the items discount. So with URA, the discounts apply on all item lines. Now, among the things I've sent 7 items. We can see we have some are zero rated like this, others are standard, others are exempt. All these taxes are well configured. So when I happen to say like I print, if I happen to print, let me try to check a sample of the PDF that will be printed when we happen to do the printing of that receipt. This reference number is this is 028. Going to check 028. This is how the system receipt will look like. The number, telephone of what, seller, the cashier, date and time when it was issued out, the physical document number, the receipt reference number. We shall have the verification code, and then we shall have the customer details here. Now all these are walk-ins you have been selling to. Okay, these are walk-ins. I'm going to try to, let me get a TIN number here. Let me try to get a TIN number here. I want to sell to someone who has a TIN number. Say someone who has a TIN number. I'm going to search someone who has a TIN number. I want to demonstrate something. Okay, I'm going to copy this TIN. This is the TIN which is configured. This is the offline server for URA. I'm going to click on add customer. Now, this customer is called I'm going to just call the customer ISS. going to choose the currency to UGX. Email, I'm going to leave blank. Customer type, I'm going to choose business. Then I'm going to enter the TIN number. Enter the TIN number of the business. Okay, I'm trying to enter this. Then I go ahead and save. So after saving, I'm going to go to sales. Now on sales, under the customer list, all these customers will always appear. If the customer just came and you didn't want to create that customer in the system, you can just punch that in number here when you're making the transaction and you submit. So, but for this, I wanted to have the customer created, so I'm going to choose ISS here. So when you choose ISS, the system will pick that in number and use it. And then I'm going to choose our Simba. We registered coffee. We registered coffee. So I'm going to sell 5 of them. And this is 40,000, no discount this time. And I'm going to click on save and physicalize. I want to show you something. So I'm going to print this system receipt. And when I print this is the transaction. I'm going to just copy this FDN and come to URL and verify something. So the system was able to capture the seller. At the same time, the seller is the same as what? The person, the buyer, because of the TIN number. And this is 0 rated and there is no tax. So when it comes to EFRIS, there is very high simplicity in making EFRIS transactions. You can always go to, when I come to sales, I can say and say, I want to see what is at EFRIS. We have EFRIS receipts. So this will attempt to connect to EFRIS, and now this one, we are connecting to EFRIS direct, and you can see the transactions there. Okay. You can filter by range. I say maybe I want the ones of 24th. Then you search and you will see the total amount which has been submitted to URL on 24th. That is how simplified the system is. You are able to know your net worth, your profit and loss statement of the day. Or you can go ahead and specify the ranges. You're also able to create different expense accounts in your system or edit particular ones. And you're also able to record expenses. You're able to record expenses, let's say accommodation, let's say staff lunch, daily sales deduction. Now this one, do you want to deduct this transaction, this amount from the daily sales? I'm going to click on yes. I want to leave that yes and set this to 20,000 for lunch. For accommodation staff lunch, I'm going to save, add to cart. Then I'm going to choose another one. Let's say insurance. And now this one, I don't want to deduct it. The amount, let's say it is 10,000. I'll add to cart. Say driver insurance. And I click on this. If you want to specify a particular person, you can specify or leave it blank. And then which I want to affect the cash account, I'm going to enter the date and save this expense. So when I happen to come to profit and loss, you can see total sales on 24th, they are 121,700. Cost of goods, we haven't received any stock. Daily reduction expense, we have 20,000, which is now we received it for lunch. So we said we are deducting 20,000 from the sales of the day, but this time we are not deducting. Being like that, so it is 121,700 minus 20, then we have 101,700. You can see the best selling items of the day. 124th, see which items have sold mostly. We have coffee seeds, 6 are out. We have simic yogurt, 1. So you can see the entire list as it goes. Inventory levels, by the time of today, we had coffee seeds, there were 16, we first sold 6, 10 are remaining. My-Fi, there were 33, we sold 1, 32 are remaining. So you can view this. And we have a section for goods and services. Okay, for goods and services, show us the system products. I'm going to search for coffee seeds. I'm going to try to click on it and save, then run report. And when I run report, this one will be able to show me that all transactions in the system where coffee seed exists. So I see coffee seed exists in a sales, the transaction which is a sale, the reference number this, and it was 1. This was the price. Then it also exists in this transaction, the quantity was 5, this is the price. So I have this type of reports as well. Basically, the system is nice, easy to use, simplified. I'm going to try to log out and try to log in as someone different. Let me see if this account works. Then click on login. Okay, now this works. So I'm going to try to go to goods and services. You don't have permission. Okay. I will try to go to daily sales. Now I have permission to view this. That one I'm allowed. Okay. I'm going to say, let me try to go and add users. I have no permission. I need to view my profile. This one is okay. It is my profile. So I have permission. So you are required to always come here and set your security question to help you recover your account. In case of anything, what is your favorite pet? I can say it is a cat. Yeah, it is a cat. Then I will need to confirm. I want to edit my profile. So confirm you want to edit your profile, then it will ask you for the password to confirm you own the account. Then I will do what? I can update this. Okay, If you want to change the password, I can change from here. Let's say now I logged out and I've come here, I've forgotten my account. I don't know my password, so I'll click on forget password. If I remember my security question, what is your username? I'll go ahead and supply cashier. What is your security answer? This is the question, what is the answer? Let me say I'm going to put a wrong one. Then new password I'm going to try to set and also confirm it and click on save. Incorrect security question or answer. Then if I go ahead and put the correct answer for this, so this security question is meant to help someone to be able to recover your account if you have forgotten a password. If you don't have that, then you can use your phone number if you know it to be able to recover your account. If you know it, you just have to log in. Now I'm going to switch to another company. That I don't know if it exists. Let me just try and see if it exists or not. Okay, now this one exists and it is also an EFRIS. It is also an EFRIS. Okay, you are able to log in multiple companies using the same system. Basically, this is a brief summary of our point of sale. It works very well in such businesses. Everything is simplified. Let's say, let me first switch back to the previous company. Now, if I already have my items at EFRIS, what do I do to start selling? I'll come to EFRIS stock. It will warn you this page may take time to load depending on the number of items you have. So I'll click on it and give it a few minutes. It has loaded. This is the last item we added. So when I click on sync EFRIS database, what this does, it will go to URL and pick all the items you have one by one and stores them in the system. So after it has been stored in the system, now you can go ahead and start making sales. Meaning if you already have items at your EFRIS portal, all you just need to do after setup, you shall just come here, sync, pick everything from URL store into your system and you can kick off. You then just need to update a few things, the prices and so on. So this button will be inactive until when the system is done fixing or it is done updating or fetching all your products at URL and having them stored in the system. I think that is it for now. But everything is simplified. The processes are smooth. The reason as to why we came up with this, there was a gap in the market where the most common point of sale systems were not achieving the best results when it comes to EFRIS integration. So, seeing our clients go through a lot, we had to decide and make something better for them. And now that is how with POS comes in. Very simplified system. Very few hassles are required. Everything just looks smooth. You can determine what someone can do in the system. If you want someone to only and only record sales and stop there, then you can configure that. So now it is done loading, fetching all items. So it fetches stores, then poop, you can start selling. We'll also try to show you now what happens when there is no EFRIS. For now, that is the EFRIS section, how simplified it is and how it works. To remind you, this is with POS. Yeah, it is developed in Java, very robust security wise, and very easy to use. Every transaction made in the system we track. You can easily track and tell who did what and at what time did they do that. This is a dashboard for it, for an advanced point of sale system developed in Java. I remain Emmanuel, and we are working on multiple. It already works on so many tools, so very soon we shall be launching out the warehouses and branches, where you can have this system at one branch, then you have it at another branch. Now, what we are going to do is we are trying to work on something that can easily synchronize data. If you made sales at branch A, then you should be able to transfer stock from branch A to branch B. So the stock transfer will also include transferring that stock via the URL portal. If you have multiple branches, configure that URL level. If you don't, then it will just be system based, but system is cool, easy to use, simplified. Thank you. God bless you. I sign out.